Now it's finally time to put all of our skills to use by creating our automated birthday wisher, which is going to send our family or friends a happy birthday email on their birthday automatically. Now, the idea for this project actually came from my mum, well, inadvertently. Now, I love my mum to bits, and she is my biggest source of motivation and inspiration. But on her birthday, she always expects me to send her some form of happy birthday by like 8 a.m. And if I send her a message at like 8:05 or 9 o'clock, God forbid, then I am deemed as a bad child. I don't know if this is true for you. Maybe other Asian kids out there can relate, but my mom has this thing about being wished a happy birthday promptly on her birthday. And, I always remember her birthday, but I just might remember it at 10 o'clock or, at lunchtime. And I always panic thinking that I've forgotten or missed the crucial 8 o'clock in the morning time slot. So what did I decide to do? I decided to use Python to create a automated way of wishing her a happy birthday at 8 a.m. on the spot, or even 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock. That way she'll think that I wake up really early and I'm working really hard in life. But let me demonstrate to you what this app is going to do. This is the birthday wisher demo, and I'm not going to show you the code in my main.py because that is what you're going to create. But what I've got here is a CSV file called birthdays.csv. Now here, I'm going to change one of these rows of data to test it. And I'm going to change the month to the current month, which is July, and the day to the current day, which is 14. So I'll change this, which corresponds to this column of data, to 7, and then the day to 14. And then I'm going to hit save to save that data. And now I'm going to run this code. And what it will do is it'll check against all of these dates inside my birthday CSV. It'll find that one of these rows of data actually has a month and day that matches today, and it will pick a random letter from one of these text files and replace this name placeholder with the name of the row of data that actually matched today's date. And then it's going to send that as an email to this email. So now if I go ahead and hit run, and once that process is finished, we can go and check our email. And you can see that email show up here with a subject line of happy birthday, and it's replaced the name of the person whose birthday it is right here inside that name placeholder. It sent the rest of the message, and this was all done automatically. As you can imagine, if I change this back to a random date, if our code was running in the background every single day, checking to see if today's date matched one of these dates, then the day when it actually matches, so on their birthday, it's going to pick out their name, insert it into one of these letters randomly, and then send it to them as an email. And the reason why we have 3 letters is just because so that they don't actually clock on to the fact that it's the same letter being sent every single year. The ethics of this whole project is really up to you to decide. I don't actually do this in reality. I just live with being told that I'm a bad child by wishing my mum happy birthday at 10 a.m. instead of 8. But in terms of Python programming, this is going to be a really interesting project because it's going to use a lot of the things that you've learned before, like Pandas to read CSVs, or replacing text, doing mail merge, using built-in Python ways of opening and reading files, and also, of course, what we learned recently, which is the datetime module and the SMTP lib. Now, the starting project I've split into 3 difficulty levels. So depending on how comfortable you feel with the things that you've learned in all of these 32 days, you can pick which level of starting project you want to use. Obviously, if you go for the extra hard starting project, it's not going to have a lot of hints in there. It's going to tell you generally what the program needs to do, and it's your job to figure out how to actually implement it using maybe Google Search or Stack Overflow or looking through some of the past lessons. This is going to be the extra hard version. And then there's the hard version with some hints, but not a lot. And there's the normal version where I've put in a lot more hints that will make it a little bit easier for you to write out all the code. So depending on how confident you feel, head over to the course resources, pick the difficulty level for your starting project, and then go ahead and try to complete this project.